everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashim. This video is going to be covering 3 workouts of mine: my bench press day, my weighted day, and deadlift day. The week began with bench press. I started off with single, double, triple progression on the bench press. I managed to add reps and weight to last week's numbers, so that makes double progression. I was also able to knock out all paused reps with 90 kilos and 92.5 kilos for 3 and 2 reps respectively. And the best part of this is that they were dead stop paused for all reps. After this, I moved on to speed bench press using bands. So I pressed against bands with the number 1 bands, and I took 60% of my max, which is 65 kilos, and I cranked out 8 sets of 3 reps. Normally I don't go as low as 60% for speed training. I usually stay between like 70 and 80%, but because I'm using these number 1 bands, I decided to be conservative. I'm gonna keep adding weight slowly, and I think 2.5 kilos every workout, bumping it up slowly from 65. Next week I'll take 67.5, then 77, 72.5. You guys get the picture. I'll keep bumping it up till I can't really do speed or like really explosive stuff anymore, then I'll work back down. I think it's gonna be roughly around the 82.5% mark. I was able to do a pause on many of those reps, by the way, for the speed press, and I was able to keep it really controlled. After speed bench, I did a new movement for triceps called JM presses, and they caused hell on my triceps. So I'm very happy with this movement. Then I did some Anderson back squats, and because this is the first day of the week, I was relatively fresh. I did them really low up to the 9th pin. So normally all along, if you've been following my training, I've been doing Anderson presses to the 10th pin. This time I dropped it 1 lower. I went to the 9th pin and I worked up to 160 kilos for a heavy single, which I'm really happy with because my max on free squats is 162.5 kilos right now. So this was a good pause at 160 kilos with the weight being completely deloaded and then working up from, explosively starting off from the bottom. So to keep my core tight the whole way. So this movement is fantastic. I finished off the workout with back exercises done as supersets. I did deloaded barbell rows and high to low band rows for a total of 50 reps, adding both of them together. I want to mention something. I think it's great when lifters come together to discuss training and various strategies and techniques to perform better. Putting aside all politics in the strength world, no pushing certain programs or products or marketing or any of that sort of nonsense, just talking actual training. I love talking about strength training ideas, and I wanted to bounce them off a few fellow lifters who took the time to toss them back at me and give me more ideas, because after all, we all have something to learn from each other, as my friend Brian Rockwater said. So Derek Mortensen and Brian helped me figure out how to piece my ideas together. As a testament to what Brian said, none of us train the same. We all have different goals. Heck, we aren't even in the same strength levels, and I'm at my strength ceiling on certain lifts with no wiggle room, so to speak. Both these guys are not really that close to their strength ceiling, but they're both working with maximal and weights regularly. So we're all like strength enthusiasts, but we're just differently placed. But there's a lot that we have to learn from each other. And we are awkwardly placed. Some are more advanced in some aspects than others, and others are so strong that very few people on earth will ever reach those types of strength levels. Yet we talk about actual ideas and then we put those ideas into practice. So just to give you all a perspective of my training, on a 10-day rotation, I have 6 training sessions with deadlifts on 2 of them and squats every day. And I cycle through front squats, back squats, Anderson front squats, and Anderson back squats every rotation, keeping each one for the full rotation. I have weighted dips and shoulders on 1 day, which leaves 2 days for actual bench work. Whatever I've been doing for bench so far has run its course, and a change is needed. So I wrote to them. I had some ideas. They bounced them back at me. I got some more ideas, and this is the plan that I'm going to be moving forth. And this was the first workout that I implemented it. So day 1, which is this workout, I'm going to be starting bench press with Eric Troy's SDT progression, single, double, triple progression, which constitutes as volume work. Then I'm going to be moving on to band resisted bench for speed, working up and seeing what is comfortable for me, what I can progress with, and then doing JM presses at the end for triceps. Keep in mind, this is just the bench aspect of this workout. Then there's rows, which I do, as well as squats, which are going to happen every day. So put that aside. So this is day 1 for bench press. Day 2 for bench press is going to be band resisted bench press, going heavy just like I do on deadlifts, and then switching to regular bench press for every singles, doubles or triples, just like I do for deadlifts, and then finishing the workout with either JM presses or tricep extensions. So day 2 is going to be more of an intensity based workout. I'm going to try to work with some heavier weights, see how it goes, maybe build volume closer to my maximal lifts. Let's see. After that, you guys, I don't know where this video is at right now because I'm doing the audio narration of a script. Weighted day started with grip event work on the rolling thunder. I did rope pull-ups and then some forearm hypertrophy work. A lot of times people think that, like, especially I used to be also under this misconception when I was much younger, that strength work and hypertrophy work, like hypertrophy is a byproduct of strength, so you don't really have to train for it. But the thing is that every so often on certain movements and certain strength feats, you're going to find that your lack of hypertrophy is holding you back from developing more strength. So what ends up happening, practically speaking, is that, for example, right now with grip training, my grip training has reached sort of like a standstill, because I also practice with the Captains of Crush grippers on the side, and the thing is that I need to add some mass to my forearm. So what's going to happen is I'm doing all this forearm hypertrophy work, which is high volume, low intensity, get that bump, get that growth. So the growth is going to happen. I'm still maintaining my strength, of course. Then I'm going to shift focus from the hypertrophy to the strength aspect, and at that time I'm probably going to shed some of the hypertrophy because it won't, if there's no stimulation, the muscle is probably going to go. So that's going to go a little bit. However, the strength that I'm going to gain will be economizing and maximizing the efficiency of the muscle that I'm retaining. So it's like a cyclical thing when it comes to certain things like this. As for the rest of the workout, I was able to add a rep to the weighted dips and to regular body weight pull-ups as well. So there was definitely some form of progression. But I was really beat going into this workout. Bench press day took a lot out of me. And I finished the workout with Anderson back squats for just a triple and a double. That was good. The last day captured in this video features my heavy volume deadlift workout. I worked up to 222.5 kilos and 232.5 kilos for double. Then I dropped the weight down to 215 kilos and I did 3 supersets of deadlifts with 215 and barbell rows. I had to cut the workout short and continue it the next day, and I finished the remainder of the workout with dumbbell rows, high to low band rows and Anderson back squats, in which I hit some new rep PRs with 140 kilos for 4 and 150 for 3. So all in all, this was a good workout. I think 232.5 kilos has been done way too often in these last few weeks. I've hit 232.5 kilos, I think three or more times. I've hit 240, which is a new PR max for me once. So there's a lot of really high intensity stuff that I've done. I'm going to be taking a step away from it. I'm going to be working in the range of 210 to 225 kilos and just banging out rep after rep and just building on volume and really improving my work capacity. And hopefully that's going to increase my strength later on and at least make me own 240 kilos somewhere down the line. I don't really own it right now. It was a good lift, maybe it was a lucky day, whatever. Point is, I'm very happy with that lift. It's my absolute max. It's not my relative max. My relative max is 232.5 kilos, which is something that I can do for 1 rep and for 2 reps. I'm weird like that. That's what I have to say about this workout. Thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate your love and support. Thanks a lot.